cancel culture. Cancel culture. Cancel culture. Girls, what do you think about cancel culture?
Can we first put a definition on what cancel culture is for anyone that doesn't understand the term?
So cancel culture is, because this whole social media world we're living in, I guess somebody maybe in the past or present says an offensive tweet to somebody, something comes up, and then the whole online society just says that's it for you. You know, a little scandal that happened a little while ago. Cancel a lot of these social media, Instagram people that we know today, and everyone's just writing them off.
Mm-hmm. I think obviously it's a shame that some people might say some negative things in their past, but we ain't God, so if God can forgive, why on earth can us as humans not forgive? With people that people found their tweets. Mm-hmm. Everyone was being so hypocritical, telling them you can't be saying all this negative shit, but then they're there saying, "Oh, that it's good that your mum died." That's a bit mad.
Yeah, there's a lot of hypocrites online, but I agree, but then I disagree as well. Like, I feel if somebody says something so offensive to you that you feel like deeply hurt or deeply affected, then you as a person, you can cancel them. You don't tell everyone else to cancel them.
Right. Yeah. And exactly, I'm with you guys. I feel like it's a 50-50 thing as well. Like, 1 minute you're feeling like, okay, cool. I don't like this person. Obviously, the things that they said back in the day, you can't obviously use age to try to justify the things that you said. However, you're angry, you've said them. So as Jess said, you can cancel them privately amongst you lot, it's fine. But then to now come on a big platform and want to just automatically cancel them and want everyone to join your bandwagon, why? Do you get it? Like, what gives you the right, as Rana said, what gives you the right? You're not God to now come and say, all right, cool. Everything that you've built, like, over your years, everything that you've grinded for, I'm just going to cancel you because you said that.
I know. Yeah. Well, I feel like to a certain degree, I agree, like Jess said, because I feel like if that person has, said some things, like, racially, are they then allowed to continue with their craft and, like, the business? You know how, like, you cancel the whole, like, career and stuff?
I don't know. I feel like you kind of...
I know.
You need to get a repercussion.
Exactly. I feel like something needs to be done.
And the thing is, let's say what came was racial stuff that came up, isn't it? And these Instagrammers, they're mainly based at that crowd, like ethnic, like, So it's like, wait, why am I giving you views to get your check on YouTube when you was... Exactly. I don't know. It's like, if a CEO of a company did say something, they would get fired. Or like these government people...
So why not? Exactly.
One of these brands,
they
said they don't want to see any black person wear their brand.
Yeah.
They're still doing their thing. There was no repercussions then. And then when it's a person of colour that says it gets more of a backlash. So, and it even gets more of a backlash within our communities as well.
Yeah. I wasn't affected by most of what they said, to be honest. It's just maybe the one person I was like,
damn.
Come out with their apology. From there, we can take it from there, innit? Just acknowledge it, apologise, and then we can make amends.
To your point as well, that kind of goes hand in hand with the support black businesses type thing, as well. Like, when people say support black businesses, and like when they get one black business that, has a fault or is not, doing as well, they blast them. They're like, no, don't ever buy from them. Da, da, da.
Now, okay, cool. You might have had a bad experience with that. With, for example, you said that shop or whatever. But then for you to now come out there and be like, yeah, you know what? Because I had this one bad experience, they're cancelled forever. Do you get it? And you want everyone else to be on that trend. And I feel like, instead of just tearing each other down, because during this, a majority of the time, it's because a lot of black businesses, a lot of people say, oh, but it's very expensive, like, why is he trying to sell this for this much? And if it's, again, any other major brands that are out there, you are happy. You're skipping them to put money in their pockets, but then for your own black brother or for your own black sister, it's painful to take up that money.
When you see someone like that you grew up with making it, you're like, who are you to make it? Who are you to, And we need to
They're
come
looking
out of
for
that,
votes.
you know, mental state.
Yeah.
Because when you see someone that, you know, is from ends making like, who are you? You're not this, you're not that. But, you
So
know,
sad, isn't it?
It really
so
is.
sad.
That should motivate you to be like,
That
what?
shit, exactly.
Keep
But,
doing
you
it.
know,
Like, he
I
can do it, I
wouldn't
can
like
do
that.
it.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I don't believe we should all just cancel everybody so
No.
easily as well. But it's this whole generation of this social media stuff. We just do things at the flip of a hat. You know what I mean?
That's why I
At the
do
same
believe
time.
that there should be some sort of filter online. I don't think anything and
100%.
everything
100.
should be just said like that. Like,
Yeah.
do you know how like cyberbullying is a real thing, and people go to as far as committing suicide because of one or two comments that someone might leave on their page, and that's
It's a
ridiculous.
big deal. Like,
make people like, what's it called? To search up things that people have done in the past and like make them, you know, serve repercussions for it. Because I feel like it's so good, because back then people get away with murder. Like I've been on Twitter to 2012. Like people do like anything they want, but now people are like, no, you know, let's shine light to it. Let's do this. Like, you know, the whole Me Too movement. Everyone is like, you know, on
calling
top of
people
it.
out.
So
Calling people
that's
out.
like the new generation
yeah.
is not taking shit.
And the thing is as well, the thing with these social media famous people, I kind of feel like you've got to expect this. You can't be getting your check from us and not be expecting a little bit of backlash, you know?
Exactly.
Like, you're doing so well on this platform. People are watching, people are following you, thousands and thousands of views. You can't just have, you know, you should be prepared for it. So, there's literally, I might be 50-50. I've got no opinion on this. This is pointless.
Yeah, it is so hard to be repercussions in it. If you do something wrong, you need to, even if that's something that happened in your past, that was still
maybe suspension, maybe like a social media suspension.
But then, and they can make another Twitter anyway.
Exactly.
Another email, you can jump.
As we're on the topic of cancel culture, the Black Lives Matter movement happened.
Brought us together.
Yeah, and it happened at a good
Great
time after there was like issues within the culture in itself, and then now everyone can see that everyone's, you know, becoming unified.
Yeah.
I really hope that the people who are so adamant to like cancel you if you know, slip up one time, they realise that we can't be cancelling each other.
Just have it back a bit more. Let's hear them out.
Yeah,
As a brother and sister. I don't know what's going on in their lives. Were they okay? Was everything okay at home?
And we all need to remember that
time.
teenagers are dickheads. Like, puberty is a shit time to be like going through.
You're actually a dickhead. Do you know this?
Yeah,
You're at school.
You just want to always.
But it's all that projection.
Please people.
Exactly, please people. That's a big one.
Thinking that you're the big man. It's like,
Exactly.
Yeah, but you can't really make excuses for them. I was a teenager. I never said anything mad like that.
You're right.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
if you're in an argument, okay, say what you need to say in an argument, but you actually went there to go. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Twitter at that age was such a big platform, and everyone was like,
huge platform.
It's the same people that want to fit in with everyone in real life. They also want to fit in with everyone online.
It's also down to the fact that a lot of people were tweeting a lot of mad things and could get away with it. You get it? Like celebrities, anyone and everyone.
Yeah, you could get away with so much back then.
So that's why everyone was like, what? Okay, if I can get involved in a job, but then you're forgetting what 10, 15 years down the line.
Forever.
Yeah.
That's why I feel like everyone
they probably didn't know like
the bigger picture.
Even now they're going back and they're saying they're removing like Little Britain from Netflix and all these shows because
I love that.
This is different. You know, we're not in the same Britain. The things that was acceptable back in the day is not acceptable now. So people like, no, the world is going mad, the world is going crazy, this is part of da-da-da-da. I'm like, no, times change. You're not allowed to do things you used to be able to do.
You can evolve with time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it was cute back then, but no, it's not.
that show.
They took that.
They did not care.
I was a fully black woman, like a big black woman.
Yeah.
Like,
because I feel like a lot of stand-up comedy, they
lost their material.
They're out of work.
Was another thing. The comedians, I think who was even saying, maybe like a Jamie Foxx was like, guys, we're doing too much now. This is for comedy. It's fine. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're comedians. This is what we're meant to do. How do you feel about that? Do you think comedians should be having the green flag to go and do any racial slurs they want to do?
You know, like Dave Chappelle, that's a good example.
I feel like, again, you shouldn't use your career to now be able, and that platform to now be able to say, because I'm a comedian, I can make racial slurs.
They make fun out of everybody. It's like Family Guy or American Dad. They make fun out of every disabled people, black people,
I know.
white
I
people,
get it.
Chinese
'Cause obviously
people.
back in the day, it was hilarious, but I feel like now it's like.
What are we talk about then?
A
We should
lot
cancel
of-
everything and just read books. Is that what you're trying to say? We shouldn't be laughing.
Yeah.
But are we too sensitive? They're saying that we're too sensitive now.
I think
No,
we're too
we-
sensitive.
I'm not cancelling all these companies.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
I'm drinking my
I'm not
Sigma.
either. Because
I'm
they're
putting
made
black
by...
businesses at a forefront. But until I stop going to Tesco, I'm buying my Sigma.
True.
Yeah, I can't give that up.
Your
I'm
corner
so
shop,
sorry.
man. Yeah, true.
Even
I'm
like some of
sorry.
the hair products, I can't give that up.
Can't purely go to black-owned business in England. And if one
In
day,
it, innit?
hopefully, there's a Tesco or a new shop that's owned by a black, I'll go there first.
Guys, our last video we touched on Black Lives Matter. Probably touch now on maybe the moving on, the healing process. Most black people, we are going to be affected, like tremendously affected.
I completely agree. I feel like the beginning of this Black Lives Matter movement, I was like so angry and so sad.
I was
And you're
emotionally exhausted.
It is like you feel drained, and I'll
Definitely.
talk about it to my friends, whatever. I just feel so drained and so like hurt, because obviously it's
Literally.
like your oppressed feelings coming up.
I felt exhausted every day looking at
So
social media.
Yeah,
just
no, it
feeling
was
like
tiring.
it was
tiring.
exhausting.
Tiring.
Yeah.
We should know that it's okay to be feeling sad and to feel down. Like it's okay to be hurt. Everyone's process is different. You sign petitions when you're being quiet anyways. You can still write these things, you can still do what you're doing.
Yeah.
But you don't not everyone's gonna do the marches. Not everyone's gonna do this. Everyone's got a
Of
lane,
course.
everyone's got a
Yes.
part to play.
Important.
Yeah,
Just
so
because
just
somebody
be in that
somebody
lane.
else.
Not feel like you're not doing enough.
I was posting stuff, just about the movement, One of my posts was
It was basically something like if you're a black person and you're not posting, you shouldn't have to feel the pressure to post on social
basically
media
don't
about
feel
this whole situation.
Which is
Because
true.
it's a thing that black people, the black community have been going through this their whole entire life.
And then he messaged me saying, total cop out. Non-black person telling me, a black woman, posted that post.
It literally infuriates me when non-black people try to speak on black issues. That's like non-black people try to telling black people when to be forgiven.
They love that though.
Stuff like that.
They've always had the power.
Yeah, they thrive
Yeah,
on
they-
Tell us what to do.
they're
You
used
want
to
to us to do what to do. No, we're awake now. I
And
think, no,
for him to be telling her that she's not doing enough, like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
never.
right.
Do you know what confused me about the situation is that he wasn't black, but he wasn't a white man. He's Muslim. So I feel like he should understand that someone that isn't Muslim can come tell me what racism or how I've, been like,
You felt
or like the fact that I would walk on the train and see that everyone doesn't want to sit next to one
exactly.
guy with a beard because he might look like a terrorist. You can't come tell someone how to
they
deal
should react
or
to
how-
what's going on in their life.
in their lives.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's
To
something
tell
that they
them, oh,
live
it's not
through.
that deep. You know that saying, yes.
It's not that deep. Yeah, that's
deep.
ridiculous.
I didn't mean it like that. I'm like, that's not the point. Like, you're
Yeah,
just,
it's not.
I don't know if you're choosing to be ignorant.
Ignorance is rude. You're choosing to be
Yeah, you're
disrespectful.
right.
So obviously I was super annoyed. Like, I was so angry.
And what did you reply?
Then I must have been like, Rana, can you help me out here? Because I discovered I'm not really good at storytelling.
Yeah, I know, but it's because you took the wheel, so I thought, all right, let me
I did take the word, giving it back.
So then he turned around and was basically commenting on a post that she had posted before that, but completely disregarded
Not on the
all the
topic. Oh yeah.
Yes. So it was like something about, like one of those Instagram questions and it's like choose one or answer the question, like them filter ones.
Yes,
So
yes.
it was just one of those in between all the Black Lives Matter and all the other posts that Jess has been posting. Then he goes and says, "Oh, I don't want to address racism."
Watching you, first of all, he's a creep.
But no. But he ain't watching Mo Arafat, because if he was watching, he would have watched the story before the story that she posted about that.
And that's what
I'm
Noella said.
sure
Are you choosing to be ignorant? That's what he's doing. He's choosing
Which
to be
is
ignorant.
rude. As Jess said, it's not ignorance anymore, it's rudeness.
My conversation basically ended me saying,
Oh, yeah.
basically put your energy where it's going to be positive. If you're for the movement, don't come and divide and make it about something else. If you actually want to make a change, put positivity and da-da-da-da-da. Gave a nice little, positive speech. He said I'm burning, but I gave a lovely speech telling him
She
to
did.
put the energy where it could count, do things,
Yeah.
this, do that. And that was that. I finished. I was like, done. Leave me alone. I told my good friend Rana about my experience. We both were the
You
person,
did.
and then Rana obviously, what? Started obviously learning as well, innit? I'm like, whoa. And then waited a bit, and she's like, I'm going to tell someone about. You don't need to, but if you feel like you want to say something to him, you do your thing. So
I didn't go and message this boy.
you can't message ignorance.
I know, but I couldn't help it. Another fellow Muslim, maybe he would, see where I'm coming
More respect than he gave
from.
me.
Well, he didn't even. He disrespected
He did
me
worse
more
respect,
than he
actually.
disrespected you. For real.
Way worse respect.
Yeah, so I messaged him and I was like, look, listen, I don't think you should tell anyone how they can and cannot mourn. You can't do this. You can't come and tell someone
What happened?
how to be hurt. My man then turned around and told me to fuck off.
He actually swore at her. Do you know how disrespectful that is?
And then I was like to him, look, listen, you can't do that. Just as much as she can't come and tell you how you are as a Muslim man.
But my man disregarded everybody else's racism for his racism.
Yeah.
Well done.
But then I got a quick block.
But then he issued me an
He blocked
apology,
you because he knew
which
he wasn't ready.
You did. He issued you an apology and I didn't get jack shit.
I acknowledged but did not accept.
The ethnic minority community as a whole, like the BAME, B-A-M-E, whatever you want to call it.
First of all, we need to come together in our own usness. Like, black people come together, Indians come together, Indians come together, and then we need to
I
come
was going to
together.
say that as well. Some black people think other people of colour are not for us so much that why are we grouping ourselves, with them when, they're like,
You're not for us.
Sometimes as much as racist as, white people.
The other reason I don't like the BAME or whatever POC is because company-wise and things like, so they say we've got the BAME people in our community, but it's like you've got one person, a few Indians, this and that other. Like, no, can we break it down so we all have an equal opportunity and not just people of colour?
People of colour, there's so many colours.
Bringing back what Rana said, Arafat said about the people of colour and the black people, I think Rana's saying that we as the minority, the ethnic minority in the UK should come together.
Yeah, I feel like Rana is looking at the bigger picture. You know what I mean? Like, until we get there, and what Jess said, let's come together within ourselves, within our circle, and fix what is going on there before we can.
Us, because we'll be stronger together, isn't it? We're like, boom, we're solid. Tell us something. You can't. A lot of North Africans don't even want to be African.
That's very true. They don't.
So they need to get in their head. This is your continent, hun.
Yeah, it's your continent. You should be proud. What are you talking about? Are you mad? Like, do you not know the value of your continent and country?
Nobody's told them the value.
Yeah, but that's why they need to go and educate themselves. Because you want hard. You don't need to be told. You can go out and do your research. There's a saying in Egypt, and it's in Arabic. It's "A'did il khawaga," and I'm going to try and translate it as much as I possibly can. But it's "A'did il khawaga," which basically means that if you're from the Western world, you're better. For example, because I went to school in Egypt for 2 years, and our head teacher, I went to the British school in Cairo, and our head teacher was an Englishman. And when I tell you he was the most uneducated man, the fact that he's at such a high position in like one of the best schools in Egypt, just because he's a white man, blonde hair,
but
blue eyes.
That's true. It's here in England. A lot of people that are at the position.
That's in England, though. We're in England. I'm talking like you're now in Egypt. And then even just the fact that, for example, like I'm fully Egyptian, but just because I have a degree from England, I have British passport, you can put you on a high horse there just because you're just come from the white man's land.
Right.
Don't feel like you're not doing enough. That was what we were talking about before.
We did go on a tangent. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, we did. If you feel like this whole thing has weighed on you so much, don't be afraid to seek help. Therapy,
counseling,
in like either professional or just therapy in others, like your friends or whatever.
It's because you're human. Like, you don't have to have this superhero stigma or mentality that everyone might want you to have. Do you get it? Like, at the end of the day, it's okay. You're human.
Put on survival mode since day one. That's what it is, isn't it? We're always on survival mode.
Exactly, from the beginning of time.
Yeah, so let's just try and turn it off. Now it's we can be human. We can feel. You can cry. It's okay to say yourself. Just be vulnerable and don't see that as a weakness, see it as a strength that you're so,
Right.
you know,
Weakness. It's not a
you know,
weakness
you're
at
strong
all.
enough to
It's
say,
definitely not a weakness.
And I feel like the media or like the press need to stop perpetuating this image of black children to be strong as well. Because I saw a video of a black child on like a really popular site, like protesting and like Black Lives Matter. This, that. A child
Yeah,
should
you're
not
stripping them away
a
from
child
their
should not
innocence.
be
Like,
in a protest. A child should remain a child. But obviously, I get why the parents probably did that, because obviously to be aware of what's going on right now. But like, it's just that
I think it's important that the
children-
child went to the protest, though.
yeah, I agree.
Yes,
That's
but
what
it shouldn't have to happen. That's
See,
I'll
what
take
I'm
my
saying.
kid if I'm going.
No, it
I'm-
shouldn't have to.
I'm not
So
Yeah.
it shouldn't have to
like
go.
100 on that, only because like I get it in terms of obviously wanting your child to be aware and wanting like
I
your
would
child
do
to,
that. Personally.
but I just feel like
Sorry, that's too much.
me personally, that's just stripping away the innocence of the child.
The
Like the
innocence,
child shouldn't be in a
like-
mass crowd
Like, you know how like
protesting
you
and
said
there's
they're
tear gas and
survival
everything
mode.
else. That's not where a child
That
should
means
be.
me
You get
and
it?
me and Rana's kid will be there, and your guys wouldn't basically.
Yeah, sorry.
The thing is, I wouldn't take my child to like a riot or a revolution, but I would take my child to like, you see, like
Yeah.
the protest in Hyde Park on Wednesday, where it was really nice. It was unity.
Yeah,
Like, because
a
the thing
little,
is, I grew up going to like bare Palestine protests, like back when the Palestine and Israel war was.
Exactly.
I guess it's still
You see,
like it's not a
and this
thing
is
anymore. But
that is fine. But the thing is, like, you know what? Jess
She
said
said that's
about-
good for you.
you know what Jess said about we're always in survival mode. See, you're putting your child. I'm not saying obviously you're putting your child in survival mode from early like that, instead of them like just chilling and just learning to be out of.
No,
but I feel like there needs to be a
mine's-
balance. The child,
Yeah,
go
mine
on,
it'll be protesting, but it'll Captain Sun in his hand. Do you know
Yeah,
what I
there
mean?
you go.
It can
And
have
then
a little
it'll
stand
backpack
with its
and, you know.
backpack. Exactly. It's like a trip out, an educational trip out.
It
That's
is.
what we're doing. So
I
you can
do get you
learn.
guys.
I'm not telling you to cry about it. I'm not going to go deep right now, but
Mhm.
we will
Yeah.
eventually.
Yeah, my child is staying alert as
Put your socks on.
Yeah.
Buckle
Yeah,
up.
no, 100%.
I feel like you guys are
100%.
being realistic. To be honest, I
come right
I-
out with money.
we have that unrealistic view of keeping the innocence.
Right now,
But yeah,
Yeah, I think a lot of people do think that's a sign of weakness, or
Yeah,
they don't want to
especially
admit it.
for your race, innit? Like,
Yeah.
Mhm.
don't do that.
Mhm.
Do you know what they tell you to do? They tell you to go and pray about it.
It's all good to pray about it, but I feel like you need to talk as well. Like, you need to just humanly, like, you need to be able to vent. And I understand, you can vent to God, but
You just need different methods. That's all.
two-way
Just they're different
conversation.
methods.
Mhm.
Just
Right.
use that and that. Not just one or the
Yeah,
other.
yeah.
They're both
Yeah,
there
not
for
just
you.
one thing. Don't rely on,
I feel like there's a massive stigma in ethnic households on mental
They don't
health and
encourage
how
it, do
people.
they?
Of course.
No, they really don't.
Yeah.
Like, they can relate to it. That's the sick thing about it. They can relate
They don't
to
wanna
it.
go that
They
deep.
do as well,
Yeah.
but their feelings weren't validated by their parents. And I feel
Right.
like this
A little bit
generation
deeper.
as well. I feel like we're gonna, change that.
I think we're doing big things, We're doing big
Yeah,
things.
We are.
we're gonna, I feel like it changes your perspective when your household is like, for like speaking out and like for like,
Exactly. Saying your
Right.
feelings.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I think a lot of people struggle to do that, especially when they get to an older age. I feel like that's where parents and kids like kind of start drifting apart, because you feel like you can't communicate with your parent anymore. And I'm not a child, so you can't like parents me in that way anymore.
I feel like
in
that
ethnic
transition
household.
between friend and parent is very difficult for them. Do you get it? They
Yeah.
don't know how to be that friend without implementing that strict.
I think they're getting
rule,
better
like,
though. They
how
are
to-
getting better.
They are.
Yeah,
they are.
yeah, I
Yeah,
feel like-
definitely.
But by
As
our
an
help, I
adult,
guess.
Yeah, I feel like
Yes,
as an adult, I've had
exactly.
to like teach my parents.
Yeah,
Oh,
Do you
definitely
know what I'm talking
100%.
about?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mate.
Help them unlearn certain things. And I feel like if your
Yeah.
parents are, down, they would,
Yeah.
they would like, wow, they would.
Because they know
acknowledge
what's
these
going on. They
things.
know it's
They
moving.
know,
They
trust
see
me.
Yeah.
things. So
And they
getting
still
much
want to be a
better.
part of it. Yeah, they don't want to
Yeah.
be like
They
disconnected
don't know how
completely.
to.
They
Yeah.
don't-
They want to talk about stuff too, but
They
just
want
never
to.
knew
They
how
want to learn as well.
They
Just
don't know how to, yeah.
Like, why would I learn from my kid? Da, 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 da. But it's like once that barrier comes down and they're accepting to learning and like,
Yeah, you
Okay,
can learn.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Like, you can always learn from someone younger than you.
Any
like,
age you can
it's
learn.
not
Do
a
you know what I mean? You're
disrespect
still
or
always
anything.
learning.
Mm.
It's because
100%.
when you're learning from someone else, that you're learning through their experiences. And me, my experiences as a mid-20-year-old woman is very, very different than my mother's experience. And it is very
we
hard.
need to make sure we ask our friends, you know, if they're okay, our family if they're okay, and be there to listen to them. You know, be open, don't be judgmental, don't, you know, just be listen, open ear sometimes. You know what I mean?
People.
And don't always try like come up with a solution as well. Sometimes
let the person cry.
Don't fix it sometimes. You know,
and sometimes someone just wants a shoulder to cry on.
That's it, yeah.
Even your friends that come across, you know, the strongest and like nothing ever bothers them, they never come to you for anything, you know, still like, yeah, exactly, go to them and ask them if they're okay, because you never know what people are going through. That's what I've actually learned.
The people that might come across as a little bit stronger, they might also carry the burden of everyone else's issues, because people feel like they're strong, so they come and be like, oh, exactly, right. And obviously no one's saying don't confide in your friend, but like as you're telling them your problems, also ask them,
be confident.
Are you okay? Have you got any problems? Do you want to talk about anything? That's all.
You're never ever the only person going through it. Never.
It just feels that way. It just
never.
Feels that
There's
way.
always other people going through it. Not people far away, you know. People close going through the same things you're going through. So
I agree.
Bear it in mind, people. Bear it in mind.